In today's Down to Earth, we're taking a look at the crisis that's rattling the organic farming sector in France. For the last 2 years, the share of organic farmland has dropped drastically, with many farmers abandoning organic methods and reverting back to industrial farming. That means that now just over 10% of France's total farmland is organic, against a target of 21% in 2030 and a wider EU target of 25%. Organic farmers are now accusing the French government of leaving them to fend for themselves. We're going to talk more about this now with Andrew Hilliar, who joins me on set. Andy, first of all, how serious is this crisis?
It's very serious. If you take a look at these figures, for example, you can see that back in 2022, 10.7% of French farmland was certified organic. Those figures you're going to see on your screen very shortly right here. And in just 2 years, if you see that, that's gone down to 10.1%. And that's a loss of some 110,000 hectares. And to give you an idea of how much that is, that's 10 times the city of Paris. That's a lot of organic farmland that France has lost. And it means that many farmers are abandoning, or decertifying as it's called, production methods altogether. But, Jeannie, the situation is more complex than that. And I'll show you with these other figures that I've put together, because you can see that while the surface area is falling, the surface area there in green, the number of farms certified organic is still actually on the rise. The problem here is that the number of farms certified organic, these are small farms, so they can't offset the total loss of surface. Now, France is aiming to get 21% of its agricultural land organic by 2030. And if you measure that in terms of surface, well, it looks like it's way off track to hitting those targets. And organic farmers themselves are feeling the impact. Thomas Lafoisse is an organic farmer here in Île-de-France, and he says his prices have plummeted. Take a listen.
Starting from 2022 or 2023, we've really felt the impact of a huge structural economic crisis that has hit every sector of organic farming. Obviously, I saw the effects myself on grain production, with prices falling by half and the cost of production also rising. There have also been fewer customers in direct sales outlets where I sell my vegetables.
So what triggered this downturn?
Well, there are several factors behind this. It's a bit like a perfect storm. You have inflation hitting food prices, causing the price of organic food in particular to go up. That's due in part because of the war in Ukraine, of course. That means less consumers are buying organic food. And what that means also, Jeannie, is that when there's a short downturn, organic farmers become more vulnerable to price shocks because they don't always have access to the same state aid that other industrial farmers have access to. So they can't really, they don't have help seeing them through the crises. There's also consumer confusion over labels. There are labels that some have accused of being no more than greenwashing. And there are studies showing that French consumers prefer labels proving that products are produced locally as opposed to organic. And then there's also the very often cumbersome administrative process involved in getting certified and in keeping your certification. That involves yearly inspections. And amidst all of this, Jeannie, you have industry associations, you have NGOs, all calling for more government intervention, more government support for the sector. NGOs like Terre de Liens here in France, who say it's important not to blame the consumer for not buying organic. Take a listen.
It's not the consumer's fault. There are plenty of people trying to do their bit, but there are people who just don't have the money to buy organic food. However, these people are citizens. They can ask for public policies. So it's up to politicians to take that into account. It's not up to consumers to vote with their shopping baskets, because that means that richer people have more say, and that's unacceptable.
So, Andrew, what does all of this mean for the future of organic farming in France?
Well, it's not all gloomy. There are some bright signs on the horizon. For a start, what we've seen this year is a slight increase in consumption of organic produce. So consumers are turning back to organic shopping. That's good news, of course, for organic producers, farmers who rely on consumers and also on direct sales as well, which is a big source of income for organic farmers, particularly here in Ile-de-France, where we are. There are still, year in, year out as well, more farms converting organic than there are farms abandoning organic production methods altogether. So this is all reason to hope, says Jean Verdier, the president of Agence Bio. That's the French government agency tasked with overseeing the organic transition. Take a listen.
We shouldn't give up. Consumers are coming back. Farmers want to produce more. Organic processing and distribution businesses have hope. There's a lot of hope, a lot of people rolling up their sleeves. These are the people who rode out the crisis through its worst years between 2021 and 23. And that's fantastic.
Andrew Hilliar, thanks so much for taking a look at that crisis that is rattling the organic farming sector here in France. Thank you.